Good morning, friends. Um, Busy day yesterday, and got a bit of time just now to catch up with some of your comments and thoughts. Um, Something I need to clear up straight away, Patrick. Your sense that I think innovation only comes through play is completely wrong. So I've obviously miscommunicated that somewhere. That's not what I was expounding at all. Play's part of the process, but what I'm trying to emphasize, for me, it requires thought too, conscious thought, thinking, and it's not just about the play. The play is great for disrupting, for being unself-conscious, exploring without constraints, but the assessment and the awareness comes through thinking. And this is particularly relevant, I think, to if you are in some way of the mind that art is representing the world or representing us or our feelings or whatever, some aspect of living, then awareness needs to inform the production and the activity and the creativity. And to be aware, you've then got to do your research, you've got to be thinking, you've got to be tuned to the thing that you're focusing on. And so whether it's method, materials, whether it's subject matter, whether, context, also, there's so much that you've then got to be aware of. And to do that, you can't just sort of assimilate all of that stuff intuitively, because you'll get it completely wrong. And I think this is where, in my mind anyway, you'll get it wrong, because in the same way that you'll reinvent a sort of romantic notion of the environment, partly out of protection, partly out of history. And so this is why we still get these very romantic, sort of sense of man's control over the environment, and desire to dominate it and to exploit it. And the same is represented in many sort of the paintings still. If you're in landscape painting, it's extraordinary that is still for me anyway, a sentimental approach to making the work. So this is where the plodding comes in, because and the graft, because it takes graft and effort and energy and focus to keep doing that. And it takes, the plodding is a case of going, I'm going to continually face my habits, try and challenge my thinking, try and challenge my techniques, my own understanding of my own work. And I know there's a problem here when you get to being a commercial artist, because there is a sense of commodity. You have to go out there and suddenly, you are producing enough works to supply a museum demand or a collective's demand, and there's a whole different remit to that. And I'm not criticizing that. I completely understand the mechanism for that, but the actual process of coming up with the form, the new form, is certainly not just about play. And I think a lot of people would like it to do that, like it to be that, because that's just a judgment. It doesn't require thinking. It's just a sort of a feeling. And I think we continually delude ourselves, and that's where it needs to be questioned. And Andrew, you mentioned about having the plodding bit of going against the environment. Well, at least in that work, you are not alone. But it is still extraordinary that we do not change. Our model for dealing with these things, and we resist the information. So we don't want to change. We don't want to give up things. It's yeah, it's a lifelong, and I think this is where you have to choose your battles, because it requires such Herculean effort of heart and mind. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I'd like to thank you, Valentine, for your appreciation. Simon, no, the painting was done in, I think, either 2009, 2010, but it's been hanging in an accountant's office, and they wanted me to go along yesterday and just check some things and talk to them about some other things. So I thought I'd photograph it and show you again, and share it. Yeah. So hopefully that's cleared that up about. I don't think it's just about play, Patrick. Thanks for your participation again, and I'll come up with something again soon. Thanks.